Imagine this. You are completely alone. Maybe you're scrolling on your phone, doing dishes, or drifting off to sleep. And then it happens. A voice, clear as a bell, cutting through the silence. It speaks one word. Your name. You turn around. No one is there. You check the house. Empty. You are not crazy. You are not hallucinating. You have just experienced one of the most direct, potent, and often terrifying communications from the spiritual realm. This isn't just a quirk of the mind. This is a deliberate, targeted act. And if you have heard your name called when no one is around, this video is the most important spiritual warning you will ever receive. We are diving deep into the hidden meaning, the ominous entities, and the immediate steps you must take. We'll explore the 3 distinct types of entities that use this technique and how to tell the difference, because the one that speaks your name in a whisper is seeking something far darker than the one that yells it in panic. For years, science has tried to explain this away. They call it auditory hallucination or paracousia, suggesting it's the brain misinterpreting random noise or stress manifesting as sound. They say it's your subconscious filling the void. They insist it's a simple biological misfire. But what if the science is wrong? What if the simplicity of the sound, just your name, is the point? What if the very act of hearing it proves the existence of something beyond your 5 senses? Spiritually, your name is your signature. It is the vibration of your soul in this dimension. When a non-physical entity uses it, they are not just trying to get your attention. They are asserting a level of access to your personal energy field. They know who you are, they know where you are, and they are attempting to bridge the gap between their world and yours. The crucial question is, why now? Typically, this phenomenon occurs when your spiritual defenses are low, or when you are entering a major transitional phase in your life, a time of vulnerability. This is when the veil between worlds thins, making you an easy target for intrusion. An entity might sense a recent emotional trauma, a shift in your focus, or a period of intense creative output, all of which require a massive amount of personal energy, leaving you exposed. This is often the first explanation people jump to. It must be my grandmother, or maybe my old friend is trying to say goodbye. Sometimes this is true, but it is rare and highly dependent on your personal connection to the deceased. When a truly benevolent past loved one calls your name, it is almost never loud or alarming. It often feels distant, like an echo or a fading thought in your mind, rather than a sound in the room. The feeling associated with it is one of deep nostalgia, love, or peace, not fear or confusion. The key difference: their intent is to comfort, guide, or offer a brief sign of their continued existence. They are using residual energy, often tied to a specific location or memory you shared. The warning here: the hidden danger of this type is that your emotional openness, your unresolved grief or deep yearning for connection, can act as a powerful beacon. The real risk is attracting an entity impersonating your loved one. This impersonation is a classic spiritual trap. A negative entity will mimic a familiar voice to gain your trust, knowing you are vulnerable. They will call your name, and when you answer, they have an opening. This is why discernment is crucial. If the voice evokes fear, even subtly, it is not the one you love. This is the most common entity behind a sudden, loud, and surprising call. This entity is often linked to the concept of spirit guides or guardians. These are non-physical beings dedicated to your highest path. When these benevolent beings call your name, it is almost always a desperate or urgent warning. They are not trying to scare you. They are trying to jolt you out of a dangerous physical or emotional path. Think of it as a spiritual adrenaline shot. Scenario example: you are driving, mentally checked out, about to drift into another lane. Your guide yells your name. The shock snaps you back to reality, preventing an accident. Or you are about to sign a contract, and you hear your name called right before you lift the pen, causing you to pause and reread the fine print, saving you from financial ruin. The crucial sign: the tone is one of emergency, command, or urgency. It is rarely malicious. It is designed to interrupt your current state and force you to look around you, physically and metaphorically. The moment after you hear it, look for a sudden, tangible change in your environment. If you experience this, stop immediately. Freeze. Analyze the last thought you had, the action you were taking, or the direction you were moving. Your guide is essentially putting a stop sign in front of you. Ignoring this call means proceeding down a path they know is detrimental. The hidden warning here is about spiritual distraction. If your guides have to use such a high-energy, jarring method, it means you have stopped listening to the subtler signs, the whispers of intuition, the synchronistic coincidences, the recurring dreams. You are spiritually deafened by the noise of the physical world, forcing them to use the loudest possible alarm. Now we come to the most concerning and chilling experience, the whisper. This call is never loud. It is often a low, elongated sound pronounced slowly, almost like a hiss. It feels incredibly close, intimate, and often right next to your ear in an empty room. This type of call often leaves a distinct feeling of coldness or dread long after the sound has faded. This is the signature of a truly negative or predatory entity, sometimes classified as residual darkness or, in ancient texts, a jinn. They do not use high energy because their goal is not to warn or shock you. Their goal is to initiate contact with minimal energy expenditure, ensuring you are the only one who hears it. It's a surgical strike. The signature of intrusion. The name is usually called only once, often at the most vulnerable times. The witching hour, 3 a.m., or when you are in a state between waking and sleeping, the hypnagogic state, when your conscious mind's defenses are offline. The hidden agenda. They are testing your resonance. They call your name to see if you will engage. If you acknowledge the sound verbally or even just mentally, you are effectively giving them permission, a small but crucial opening into your personal space. They are seeking validation that you heard them. The ultimate warning with this type is that they are seeking an invitation. They are looking for a crack in your spiritual shield created by long-term stress, self-doubt, or addiction. The entities that whisper your name are seeking to attach themselves, to feed off your fear, anxiety, or sadness, or subtly influence your choices toward negative, self-sabotaging outcomes. They want you to believe the voice is your own darkest thought. If you experience this phenomenon, especially the intrusive whisper, you must react with authority and detachment. Panic is their food. Calm is your shield. Do not answer. Never respond verbally or mentally when you are alone and hear a disembodied voice. Answering is acknowledging their access. Treat it as noise interference. Assert authority and grounding. Without fear, state your sovereignty. A simple, firm statement is all you need. I am protected. You have no right or power here. You must leave. Or the powerful vibration of protection. Only light and truth are welcome in this space. Say it out loud. The sound of your voice is a grounding force that disrupts their low vibration. Cleanse your space. The experience suggests a buildup of spiritual residue or stagnant energy. Open your windows immediately to introduce fresh air. Burn natural white sage, Palo Santo, or frankincense. The smoke acts as a powerful energetic filter. Visualize a cleansing white light filling every corner of your home, pushing the darkness and stagnation out into the light. Strengthen your shield. Your spiritual energy is your first line of defense. This is a reminder to fortify yourself. Spend time grounding yourself by connecting with nature. Meditate, focusing on a bright, protective light surrounding your entire being. Reduce high stress factors and negative self-talk. A strong spiritual body is an invisible, impenetrable wall they cannot breach. Document and analyze. Write down the exact time, the tone of the voice, and what you were doing or thinking right before you heard it. Patterns reveal intent. Hearing your name called in the silence is proof that the spirit world is real and that you are not just a body. You are a beacon of energy. The hidden warning is not that a voice spoke, but that you were vulnerable enough for it to reach you. Do not live in fear of the dark, but respect its borders. By understanding the distinct nature of the voices that call your name, you move from being a passive target to an active participant in your spiritual defense. You are always the one in control.